Hey folks, how y'all doing? This is a video of my wind diversion controller. It's a Morningstar TriStar 60 PWM. It's using diversion load, and it's a pretty simple setup. I'll show you how I got it, and I'll show you the settings on it, how to set one up. Then this is for 24 volts for an outback system, on grid or off grid. Alright, here we go, and I'll show you a little some. And these are my diversion controllers, resistors, and over here is a set of my other resistors. I have about 1600 watts total, and I've been running these now for the past so altogether I have, and these are in 24 volts, and I've had these running now since about 2011, or actually yeah 2011. They've been working, systems were working fine, and the batteries are up to date. Everything's running good. It's 10 o'clock in the evening on October 1st 2014, and my batteries are at 25.8 volts, so that's really good. It's a 24 volt system. And here is my breakers from my let me turn some lights on here. Right here are breakers, a 60 amp breaker, and it's from Morningstar Diversion controller. Right here, sorry about that, y'all. Right here, number 1 is from Morningstar Diversion controller. Number 2 is for the resistors or / air heater. That's 1000 watts at 24 volt, and over here is 600 watts at 24 volts. There's 2 resistors there. Alright, and here we go here, and like I say, that's number 3 is the one I just showed you right here. And my main breaker coming from my wind, well, I got my wind right here. It's coming from my combiner box, my wind turbines. The positive goes into here, goes to a shunt. And there's my 60 amp amp meter, and that's got its own separate shunt in there in that box. Inside here I have another I have a shunt inside here, a 500 amp shunt, Bogart shunt. And well, as you see, my wind goes straight down. My negative comes straight down out of my negative from my wind turbines goes into here, into this box here, and then goes straight to the battery bank right here. Where it says, I got B written on for battery. And that's my negative side. Okay, and my positive goes straight here, goes down, and goes around my kilowatt meter, and comes back up to this point right here. Comes up in here, and then it goes to my wind right here, wind control out input, and there's a 63 amp breaker there. Yeah, that's how that's run, and that goes straight to my battery bank after the 60 amp breaker right here. After that breaker, then it goes down to my battery bank. Okay. Alright, now we're going to get to settings. Anyway, y'all see my breakers, and I got a 500 amp shunt in here. And my Bogart Trimetric 2025 RV will read amp hours, watts, amps, all that stuff from my wind turbines. My 2 1000 watt high energy or Win Max wind turbines. And also I'll run off the same shunt is my Blue Seas DC ammeter, and that is my 6236 DC ammeter, Blue Sea system. That's digital, and also I have an analog also. Both worlds, the best of both worlds. All right, let's get inside this Morningstar. Well, first of all, I'll show you my settings on it. It's gonna be a long, drawn-out video. Sorry about that. I'll close this up. Just a little explanation of how everything works in detail. Anyway, let me turn this light off. Okay. All right. Okay, my settings are, and these is how you control your settings right here. Go up and down the screen. Okay, hold and reset amp hours. Don't want to do that. Equalize, don't want to do that because I have AGM batteries. Diagnostics, I don't need to go diagnostics. TriStar settings, press this button. Okay, then we'll go down. Okay, and tell you the serial numbers of your TriStar 60 PWM meter. It's showing the meter, this actual meter. 24 volt mode diversion, 24 volt fixed. Alright, now next, float at 27.4 volts, and it's showing batteries on number 7. I actually only have 6 batteries, but I don't know why it's showing, it says 7, but anyway. Absorption, 30 volts PWM. So I got it set for 30 volts. I don't want it to go on above 30 volts on a 24 volt system. That's what my Outback also has too. 29.9, so we set it right at 30 volts. Okay. Equalize manual only. 30.60 volts. In English language, units, Fahrenheit. Okay. We'll get out of that screen. And let's see what else we can see. Alright. Okay. Now we'll go down. Oop, that's about it. Okay. Alright, we'll see what's on diagnostics for the heck of it. Okay. Faults none. Alarms none. Battery 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 25.8 volts, 0.0 amps. Battery sense, I don't have a battery sense hooked to it. I do have on this cable down here, I do have the battery temperature sensor hooked though. Do have that hooked up. Okay. State, bulk, load 000 volts because it's set in diversion mode. Last equalized 4,294 days. I hope that's right. Should be. Okay. Whoop. Total 25.4 amp hours and reset 25.4 amp hours. And so far on this, it's 80 degrees. The actual unit is 80 degrees right now. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I got 25,906 hours on this PWM charge controller right now. Okay, that's what that's showing. Battery service. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway. We'll go down. Result total amp hours. I don't want to do that. Okay. Alright, let's get on out of here. And these Morningstars are really nice units. Love them. Okay, we'll get out of here. Okay, now I'm going to take this bad boy apart. I'll let you see the dip switches in there, the settings. So y'all bear with me. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. I use these instrument type of screwdrivers to use it on my electronics. That way you won't over torque them. That's what I'm using. Old Harbor Freight set my neighbor got me. Okay. Let me get this thing. Well, we got 1 second, y'all. Okay, folks. Got all the screws out. I got her unbuttoned. And now we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and take the meter off. Alright, that way I can show you what's inside and how the dip switches, I hope I'm saying it correctly, are set up. Okay, and we'll just let that hang there. Alright, and I'll get you a little better little setup here, let you know show you what's going on. Sorry about that, that was kind of sloppy on my part. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. I gotta raise this camera up a little bit. Okay. Put a little light on the subject here. Just see what's going on. Alright. So we went through all those stages. To cut some light on in here. Whoa. Okay. We see where my batteries are coming in. Okay. Right here is my diversion controller. And I'll show you on the manual. This is going, let me see here, torque, battery. Okay, that's going to my battery right here. This cable here is going directly to my battery bank. But first, from the battery, it goes from there and goes into my panel right here from Morningstar. I got a 60 amp breaker going to that. And this cable here, right here, that's a 6 gauge, and that's going to my panel box also. And this other 10 cable is going to my smaller diversion controller. That's where that's going. And my negative, that coming out of here, right here, is going to my diversion control. My load resistors. That's going up, going to my resistors. And that's where that goes. And same and then my positive cable comes out of my box right here. That's where that comes out of. This one right here goes into my breaker box from my resistors. Alright. Everything I have on my system has breakers. And here's my ground. Right here. Earth ground. That's grounded. And here's my battery sense wires. My battery RTS remote temperature sensor is in here. And there we go. And there's my negative cable going to the diversion controllers. I mean the resistors. And I'll show you how I have the dip switches set for diversion control. We're going to zoom in on here real quick, and I'll show you what we got. Okay, that's how they should be set up for diversion and control mode. And I hope there's no shadows up in there, but that's how they should be set. So if you're watching this video right now, you might want to pause it. Let's see how they're set up. Now see if I can zoom in a little bit more. But as you can see, that's how they're set up. Number one and number two are on number one, number two. It's kind of tough to see, but as you can see, that's how it's set up. Number one, number two are in the up position. Okay. Number three is in the down position. Number four is in the up position. Number five is in the up position. Number six is in the down position. Number seven is in the up position. Number 8 is in the down position. Okay, let's go over that again. Alright. Number 1 and 2 is in the up position. Number 3 is in the down position. Number 4 is in the up position. Number 5 is in the up position. Number 6 is in the down position. Number 7 is in the up position. And number 8 is in the down position. Okay, let's write that down on paper. 1 second, y'all. Make it that way. I'll make it easier for y'all to see. 1 second. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I made a sketch. That's kind of hard to see. I mean, you know, if you get on in there, if I can zoom in on there, y'all can see. Sorry for the little shadow up in there, but that's basically how it's set up. But I took the liberty and I drew a sketch of which you have to have it set up for at 30 volts for diversion mode for your wind turbines. Alright, or solar. It'll work either way. I mean, it's diverting your battery bank is what it's doing. When you get too much, your battery bank sees too much voltage, that's when the TriStar TS60 diverts your power away from your battery bank. So let's say something happened to one of your charge controllers or whatever, saying this is a fail-safe system for solar and wind or micro hydro. It's diverting your power away from your battery bank to keep from destroying it or blowing it up. I mean, you know, not blowing up and ruining your batteries. Okay, let me get back and I'll show you this this sketch I made. Alright, 1 second. Okay, y'all, excuse my chicken scratch, but that is how I have it set up. It's kind of a no-brainer right now. You see it in the red. Those are off, in the off position. That's number 3, 6, and number 8 is in the off position. Those are your DIP switches, DIP switches, on your Morningstar TriStar 60 amp charge controller. That's how I have it set up. To reach when it gets 30 volts, that's when it starts diverting or dumping your excess power from your battery bank into your resistors. So that's how you set it for a 24 volt system, that is. And this is for my system, and this is how Morningstar Corporation, I talked to them on the phone. This is how they told me how to set it up in diversion mode. So if you follow all the steps I showed you, I hope this helps y'all out, but this is how I have mine set up. So this is a quick, well, not a quick video, but a video to show you how to set your diversion mode up for your wind turbines. Or micro hydro if you have micro hydro. You got a good running stream by your house or a little creek, whichever. You can do micro hydro the same way as you can wind. But you have a whole lot more steadier power with micro hydro power than you will wind. Because wind you get a gust and a gust. Now micro hydro you'll have, all the time you have different amounts of water. I mean, if you got like a rushing flood, like a flash flood, that type of thing. You'll have, you know, maybe different speeds in it, but overall you can regulate pressure to get your micro hydro turbine turning. But anyway, this is for wind diversion mode and micro hydro. This is on my system, and this is KVUSMC. Velocity, Kenneth W. Vire Jr., but this is my system. And as you see here, that's the reason I'm kind of letting this drag on, so you can either pause the video you're watching, or you can just, you know, I'm making it longer, you know, a couple minutes long to see how I got my setup. And the ones that are in the black up there are on the on position, or the up position. And that's how it should look for your dip switches. Okay, folks, well, I'm going to cut this video short. And, well, short, it's a long video. But anyway, I'll get out of this screen here. Okay, folks, well, anyway, this is a video of how I got everything set up. And I hope you enjoyed it. My diversion resistors, control resistors, my diversion controller, that's my TriStar, my Morningstar TriStar 60 amp diversion PWM solar charge controller, or you can use it in diversion mode, whichever you like. And anyway, button this back up, but you see what's inside of the wind diversion controller, or slash solar charge controller PWM pulse width modulation. I hope I said that correctly. Okay, well, okay, folks. I hope I kind of messed up there, but no, I didn't mess up on it. But this is what I'm running. I'm running two. This is one. This is one of them. This is my 1,000 watt, 24 volt, high energy or Win Max wind turbine, 1,000 watts at 24 volts. That's one of them. Here's my other one over here. Let me get to that. I just gotta, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm running. We see all that fancy equipment side. And here's my other one, y'all. And the wind is not turning. But anyway, that's my system, and I got both of my rectifiers are inside the building. I'll show you that in a second. And here's my combiner box. That's where both wind turbines are coming in my combiner box. And my DC, the battery side, goes over there, and goes over into my that's where the battery cables go into, my negative and my positive. My wind turbines go inside there, in that conduit right there, underground, from this other part of my shop. Let's go inside. I'll show you the rectifiers real quick. And my 3-phase cable. I should have did that earlier. Sorry about that, y'all. But okie dokie. Oh yeah, we got lights. Right here is where the one wind turbine right here in the front I showed you. That is my 3-phase cable. Or it's like this heavy duty extension cord. I think it's like 10-3. Right here, and you see how big it is. And then down here is where my other 3-phase comes into. Yeah, my other 3-phase comes in right here to there, and then my other rectifier is inside that box for my number 1 wind turbine. That's the one on the back side of the building, right outside the window. And my other rectifier is right here for number 2 wind turbine. That's the one in front. That's the second one I installed. And for each wind turbine, I have, and you see the size cable I'm using. I'm using 6 gauge cable. Okay, and both of them. And going through here and going through here, and then my DC cable's coming out right here. And that all goes to my bottom box I just showed you and goes to the other side of my shop. And these are my on-off switches. This is number 2. That's the front wind turbine. That's a 3-position switch. In the middle is on. Up and down is very up is off and down is off. And the same way down here. And that's my first wind turbine I put up. And that is also doing the same thing. Okie dokie. Alright. Well, I'll be signing out again. Thank y'all. Thank you very much for watching, y'all. Y'all please subscribe. God bless and Semper Fi. Alright, y'all have a good night. I hope y'all got any questions on some wind turbine stuff, just give me a holler. And I have AGM batteries. I don't know how, anyway, I just thought I'd put that in there. Alright. Hey, well, y'all come on back now. Semper Fi and God bless. Alright now. Hoorah.